Have you or someone that you know have been told that your arthritis or degeneration is purely caused by old age? In today's video, I'm going to go over of why that's not true. Don't just take my word for it. I'm going to show you x-ray evidence you can see with your own eyes and make your own decision. In a separate video, I'll actually go over how we help patients in our practice with precision chiropractic adjustments and high-powered PEMF actually regenerate that tissue so they can live a healthy, happy lifestyle. All right, y'all, we're going to dive into why arthritis, people saying that it's caused by old age, is an incorrect answer. If doctors are telling you it's a cop-out answer, I'm going to explain why. Don't take my word for it. Let's look at the x-rays together, and then you can make the decision for yourself. So we're going to look at some x-rays. I'm going to show you towards the end some x-rays of patients that, these are all our patients' x-rays. I'm going to show you some patients that throughout care, they've actually gone back levels of degeneration, meaning their spine is regenerating faster than it's degenerating. So if you want to know how that works, make sure you stay tuned until the end here. And also, that's why I tell people, we don't use the word old in our office. I say people that are more mature in life, right? And I have a shirt on right now on the backside that says the goal is to die young as late as possible. So if you're tired of the same answers or hearing, for me, the answer that I got tired of hearing was that this is just the way you are. You're stuck this way the rest of your life. I don't like those answers. My personal story is I had phase 3 degeneration in my L5 disc and have started to regenerate back to normal and healthy. So it's a personal story to me too. This is someone's spine here. This is a lat lumbar. We're looking at the side view of their low back. On this one, I'm going to highlight with some colors here. So this is a relatively healthy disc up here, or disc space. Say that you see the bottom of this bone, top part of this bone. In between that is a disc, or the space. The thicker that is, it creates more space for the nerve. So your spinal cord comes through here, and then it exits right through that space. So if you don't have enough space, it's going to put pressure directly on those nerves, can make you feel bad, but more importantly, can reduce functions down here at the base of your low back that goes to your reproductive organs, digestive tract, urinary tract, all the way down to your legs and feet, things like sciatica. So looking at this, relatively healthy disc space, right? When we come and look at this one here, you're going to see this is phase 2 degeneration. You can't really even see in between that until you get up to the front part here. But once you come from here back, this is all degenerative. You can see an osteophyte forming here. This person is in their 20s. Yes, in their 20s. So is it caused by old age? That's the question I have come up. Well, they have juvenile arthritis. I'm like, that's not true. What about these discs? Why are they healthy? Right? And this is why I love having these conversations with doctors, because it gives them an opportunity. It's not to embarrass them. Some people will let their ego play and let me know that they're incompetent, because they're like, I always ask the question, would you accept an x-ray as evidence? And if they say no, then they're just incompetent or just want to be right about how wrong they are and wrong about how right they are. And if they say yes, then those are going to be people that we can work with, right? Which is what we want in the health community. We need lots of other practitioners or doctors, professionals, to actually be able to work with to help patients get the best care as possible. So for us, it's not caused by age. Otherwise, all of these would have the same amount of degeneration from top to bottom. So arthritis is not caused by age. It's caused by stress, if you're taking notes. Physical, chemical, and then emotional, spiritual stress, right? And if you haven't seen that in my other videos of how that causes these bones to shift, then you can go take a look at that. Or if you have questions, just leave it in the comments. All right, let's go into the neck here. Same thing here in her neck. So you can see over here, degeneration, the bottom part. One of the most commonly degenerative areas or transition areas. So down here around the pelvis, base of your neck, center of your back, those areas carry heavy mechanical stress. So those are going to be the common areas. And then above here, more phase 1 degeneration. You can see a little bit of osteophytes working to form at the base of these, but relatively healthy disc up through here. A 5.6 degree curve. Why this is important is normal curvature is 34 to 43. If we leave this here, these are going to degenerate. Studies show that losing that curve in your neck can double the pressure on each disc below there. So if you do that and you compound 10 more years on this, then we're probably going to see more degeneration, because that means more stress compounded, right? Not an age thing, stress thing. So for us, we want to get that curve back. All right, let's look at some other x-rays. Here's another example. This is one of our more mature patients, right? This is another example of arthritis. You got phase 3. You can't really see that disc. You got tons of osteophytes here. You see how you see the disc above them, right? These are more phase 2. This is closing in on phase 3 down here. This is phase 2 up here. It's not age, it's stress. That's my thing. If it was clearly age, then there'd be the same amount of arthritis through every joint in the body. Same thing when we look at her low back here. She's got a relatively healthy disc through here, right? It should be thicker, this bottom one here on the right side of your screen. It should be thicker because it's your L5 base of your spine. That should be the thickest disc in your spine. It should be thicker, but pretty symmetrical front to back still. Then we get up here and we have some phase 2 degeneration. You can't really see through this disc space. Not a ton of osteophyte formation. And this is the thing, same person again, right? We only have one spine. How is there phase 3 degeneration right through here? And then there's phase 2 and phase 1 here, not the same levels, right? Why is that? Is it because age is different in those areas? No, it's because stress is different in those areas. That's why for us, we look at x-rays, we create a plan, and then we want to come back and look at those x-rays and make sure we get your body regenerating faster than it's degenerating. And yes, it takes time. I'm not saying that it happens overnight. It takes time. The same way you get in is the same way you get out, time and consistency. We'll go through a few more here. Looking at pre and post x-rays, new x-rays on the left. This is in a 90-day period, old x-rays on the right. We're gonna highlight that bottom disc. You can see how you can't really see through here, especially on the back side. Basically from here back, you can't see through. You can see on the front. Look at this in 90 days. This person did consistent adjustments. Their specific frequency in the first 90 days was 2 times a week. They also did our PEMF, which is regenerative technology, stands for pulse electromagnetic field. They use it to regenerate hoof tissue. They use it on derby horses. We use it to help regenerate disc tissue and joint tissue. It gets new blood supply. It dilates the blood vessels in those areas to help the body regenerate faster than it's degenerating. In 90 days. Imagine that. And that's why I always tell people, imagine that. And I'm not saying this for everyone. Each person's different. That's why we look at x-rays and create a custom plan specific to their health goals and what they need, right? But you can see arthritis is not an age thing. It's a stress thing. When we take mechanical stress off the body, take neurological stress off the body starts to heal and regenerate. So you can look at them for yourself. One on the right's the old, one on the left is the new. Look at another one here. Same thing. We're going to look at the same area specifically. Can't see through here. Some of this is due to the digestion and bowel gas through here. This bone's actually slid forward on the front side here. I don't know if y'all can see that. But there, if I make a line here, it's a little bit in front. But you can see this disc base, or this bone up here, you could look at it the other way. The L5 is back on the right side. I'm on the right side of the screen here. So you can see those dots there. You can't see through there. You can't see that disc through there. We come over, look at this. That disc is starting to flatten out. Those bones are in their correct position, giving it an opportunity to regenerate. Not an age thing, a stress thing. I know I'm repeating it over and over again. That's why I get frustrated when someone comes in and say, I have it because of old age. I'm like, no, you don't. Right? I don't say that to them that way. But in my head, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, it's not caused by old age. It's actually a stress thing. Is this something that you want to fix? Because if you don't, then cool, you can keep doing what you're doing. Right? But if you do, then we're going to have options and we're going to start showing you that it is possible. How do we know it? We look at x-rays. I don't just make stuff up. It's like, I want to know. I want to know for myself and I want to know for you too. I want to make sure we're delivering on the results. Your investment, we're giving you a great return on that. This is a kid, I believe 8 years old, maybe a little bit younger than that. Image on the right was their initial x-ray, 4.9 degree curve. You can see how straight it is. That's what you're seeing over here. I'll give it a little red line here by it. Again, normal curvature is 34 to 43. There's 4.9 degrees over here. 90 days for a kid. That's why getting kids in, because there's less stress on those areas over time, and they adapt and heal faster at a younger age for sure, is now we're seeing a 32.1 degree curve. So that curve is coming back, opening those disc space, making sure they don't have degeneration down the road. And then we've got some work, you can see my arrows down here, of this hump here that we still want to work on, getting that more underneath her neck curve. Losing that neck curve too at the top part, I'll just make a little quick note of this. This is where your brainstem passes through, that 72 trillion nerve fibers. So headaches, migraines, allergies, sinus congestion, dizziness, ringing in the ears, fibromyalgia, autoimmune, the full list. Christopher Reeves, Superman, he broke this bone, shut down every system in his body, ended up dying of an infection. So opposite's true, getting this bone in its correct position optimizes the performance of the nervous system. This literally controls and influences it controls and influences the rest of your nervous system. It has control and influence on almost your whole body. Okay, last one here. I just love sharing x-rays because for me, this is like the pre and post. It's showing our results. It's not making stuff up. Not only are people feeling better, they're starting to function better. And for us, and this the question comes up, once I go to a chiropractor, I have to go forever. And I say, no, you don't have to do anything, just like you don't have to brush your teeth every day, right? But if you want great spine health and great nervous system health, then yes, there's going to need to be a continual plan of action. But for us, that's why we do x-rays all throughout. So you can go down over frequency over time if you choose to, but you also have responsibility of doing things at home. So for us, again, this person was 2 times a week, first 90 days, utilizing PEMF. We utilized something in their neck too called a Denny roll. It's a cervical orthotic measured off of x-rays and gave them specific regenerative exercises. Image on the right is the old image. Line that we want to pay attention to is the line that's going straight down. You have your dens. This is your C2 right through here. It's a rod-shaped bone that your atlas, that top bone that protects your brainstem, spins around. Your atlas, I'll kind of try to outline it here. This is his atlas. This is the atlas over here. That's what that line's going, the bottom line's going through. Anyways, that center line's going right through the C2. It should be the center of his spine. Then you can see down below it, these dots are the bumps you feel along your back. They're called spinous process. You can see how far they veer off here. This is in 90 days for him. Wasn't as consistent. He does a lot of traveling and stuff like that, so wasn't as consistent on that. But look at his neck now. This was mind-blowing to me when I look at it. So each person heals differently too. That's why I do progress x-rays. Look how straight this is. All the way down to here. This is the first one that starts to veer off, but look how wild of a curve he has over here. This thing just veering out and coming across. Now this starts to go out, but look how more moderate this is. And this goes to all his crucial organ systems. Like, it's amazing to me. That's just 90 days. Like, imagine a year of that. Imagine 2 years of that. And then imagine, not just with that, imagine doing that care, but then having less symptoms, right? Better performance, better sleep, better energy. And then also your body's regenerating faster. So our goal is also not to have these big breakdowns down the road where we have to try to get replacements or any of that stuff. So if someone tells you that degeneration or arthritis is caused by old age, you now have x-ray evidence in this video showing you that it's not. And for us, there's x-ray evidence showing that we can actually help regenerate that tissue depending on where you're at in that timeline. That's why for us, we always do x-rays up front. I tell people I'm probably gonna be one of the most honest doctors that you meet. I'll tell you if I don't think that we can help you, or I'm not confident that we have a solution that's gonna help you achieve your health goals, then we're just gonna try to refer you somewhere else that might be a better fit for you. But if you are, then we're gonna come up with a plan to get started and get to work on that right away so you can have the quality of life and lifestyle that you desire. There you all have it. So now you know that arthritis and degeneration is not purely caused by old age. So if you know anyone that would benefit from this video, please share it with them. You never know how this video will impact their life, change their quality of life. If you guys haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video.